Here's your God Call with Reverend Bill.
It's time for us to do a happy dance. Maybe it's a little shaking in your shoulders or a shimmy in your hips. Maybe just a little bit of a wiggle in your attitude to let the world know that you've got something special going on. It's time for a happy dance. Let the happiness that's possible for you pour in and then pour back out through what you're doing, through what you're being, through the way that you're letting the light shine. Be the bright light of divine love and dance your happy dance right now.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. Oh, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. When the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Ooh, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. We are on Zoom, and the conversation comes up with my fellow ministers all around the country and around the world about the pros and cons of being in person, being hybrid, being online, etc. And I gotta say, the ability to have Anna playing for us from London and Jackie speaking for us when she's based in the DC area, but is currently in Georgia, and other people from all over the country, and in fact all over the world, is absolutely spectacular as far as I'm concerned. So it's one of those examples of when we have a situation, we can look at it as a challenge, we can look at it as a gift, and then make use of it. You guys know the rules on Zoom. Keep yourself muted except when you're going to be making some noise. Let's make some noise right now. Go ahead and unmute and repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
To love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I know love is right here, right now.
I know that love is right here, right now.
And so it is.
So it is.
Exercise that mute switch one more time as I tell you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you to our Zoom today, wherever you're heading next, we have been expecting you. And welcome home. We believe, and you don't have to believe this, but just it's kind of convenient that we all acknowledge that we believe there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we're each using that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. The short, pithy way we say it around here is your new life begins with a new thought. If you have more electronic devices than you're using to participate in this Zoom, then go ahead and put them on shush or put them out of the room so they don't distract you, and we can focus ourselves inwards and connect in community and spirit for the next hour or so. I'm Bill Marcioni, the spiritual director at New Thought Philadelphia. Our music today is Anna Varzniak, who is in London. Yep, where it's afternoon and the summertime proceeds. I've got a couple of practitioners who are with us today, Breen Rourke, RSCP, and Joe Catanzaro, RSCP. And I kind of mentioned that we have a guest speaker, Reverend Jackie LaBarre is going to be doing the talk for us in just a little bit. But we're going to begin this morning the way we begin everything, with a practical prayer. And Joe is going to lead that for us.
Good morning. As Bill did the standard welcome, it just struck me that, yeah, there really is love and a gift and joy unfolding. So let's affirm that, knowing that we all have one source, that one power, love, presence, that intelligence, that mind that flows through us, lives in us, and is the source of the truth that we really are a gift to each other and to the world. We really are filled with love and joy. Yeah, it gets covered up sometimes, but come back to that basic truth that this is all love unfolding. Perspective is everything. So we come together today to reaffirm that, to celebrate it, to remind ourselves that underneath everything else, it's there, and we help each other find it. So let go of all the extraneous stuff that we don't need and come back to that nugget of truth that we are joy, we are love, we are gifts. Our presence is a gift to the world and to each other. And we recreate that here with the words, with the songs, with the inspiration, with the commitment and the belief that we all share, that truth is within us. So for everything we bring, for everything we create, for everything we allow spirit to work into the world through us, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be connected to this. I'm grateful to share it all. And I'm grateful to claim all of this good for each one here. Releasing my word to the creative law that always does what it says it will do, create. And I know that this will not return void. It's going to happen. It is happening. It has happened. So again, I release my word with gratitude. Claim it for everyone here, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. The reason we do a practical prayer is because it changes something. It gives us a result in the world around us. And it's not really boasting, but it is sharing. So if anybody has a story about a prayer that they've been doing and the way that it showed up in their life, we'd love to hear. Jane is demonstrating how one can wave their hand to get my attention for this.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So, as some of you might have heard last week, Hannah and I have become prayer partners. And on Wednesday night of this week, I had asked Hannah for some practical prayer around getting a full night's sleep, like no interruptions, because I've been experiencing insomnia for so long. I don't even know what it's like to sleep all the way through. So, I woke up this morning and I realized, wow, since Thursday night of this week, I've slept all the way through. Thursday, Friday, last night. So thank you, Hannah, for that. For
I
that
love when
practical
that
prayer. It's so
happens.
wonderful. It's like,
I love
wow,
when that happens.
I slept all
especially
the way
look,
through. Thank God.
yeah. And then you look back and you say, oh, it worked. Wow, I know that was the
Yeah,
prayer.
yeah.
Yeah, and kind of making it the texture of your life is another piece of it. Anybody else got something that you want to share? Go ahead, Breen.
So, just thinking about making the texture of your life, I've had prayer off and on. Something that I've been working on more and more in my life is to listen to intuition, and it often shows up such that I'm like, oh, darn it, I should have this or I should have that, by not listening to intuition. And lately, the past like 2 or 3 times I've mowed the lawn, there were times where I thought, oh, I should cut the grass. And it's like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it later. And then, something happens and then I don't do it for a week because it rained. And I knew it was going to rain today. And I took a nap midday yesterday. I woke up and like, I should cut the lawn. I'm like, no, I'm going to wait. And I'm like, dude, no, intuition, cut the grass. So I went out and cut the grass. As soon as I'd done, it started raining. And if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have got it done. And, yada, yada, yada. So I'm the prayer to listen to intuition is working.
Beautiful. I love that. And I live a mile from you, and I did not follow that intuition, and now I got to wait for it to dry out before I can get mine done. Robin.
I just like to follow up on Breen's thought about following your intuition and your gut. For me, it's been some chaos and a lot of things going on in my life. And I am following my intuition and reaching out for help when I need it. And I thought one thing, and the way that I feel is completely validated by the people that I reached out to. And it is amazing to have that sense of connection and to just take things day by day and not get completely overwhelmed like I used to in the past. And the mindset and everything is that is so true. And I'm taking things just moment by moment, day by day, slowly on my own timeline. So that's where I am. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. It's amazing to me the how simple it is to say that your new life begins with a new thought, or that we're creating our experience according to our beliefs. And it's so true. And there's so much subtlety. It works in so many different ways, the ways that we've been discussing here. One of the things that we teach practitioners is that we have the ability to look a fact in the face and know something better. And doesn't change the situation or the circumstance. I had one of those this week. I've been under the care of a specialist for 8 or 10 years, and whenever I go in for one of my checkups, I've been completely healthy. I'm going back in for another one of the routine tests that the doctor likes to do. And I was doing the pre-admission testing, and the piece of paper that one of the people there handed me had the word malignant on it. And it's like, that doesn't have anything to do with me. What is this nonsense? What are they talking? And it was added into my quote problem list in June, or dated that it was added in June. So it's like, that has nothing to do with me. So I went into the portal and I said, what is this? My name and the word malignant on the same piece of paper, and they're immediately, oh my gosh, that's such a mistake. That should be take it off, whatever. And so the rest of the world got right behind me. That has nothing to do with me. And so it is. We have some announcements now. If you have a kazoo that we would like to use to herald in Hana with the announcements, go ahead and unmute and kazoo away.
Good morning, everybody. This midsummer information is on the website at newthoughtphilly.org. Sign up for the weekly e-newsletter so we can keep in touch. We host 15-minute meditations on Zoom twice every day. If you haven't taken part lately, Zoom in this week. They're inspiring, fun, and quick. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings this week are also on Insight Timer Live. The Practical Prayer Podcast is Who Am I Praying To? Listen wherever you get your podcasts. Join in behind the scenes at the live recording session on Monday at 1 p.m. The summer book study class on This Thing Called You concludes tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Just $25 for a single session, no experience needed. Our monthly series continues with Yes to Spirit, No to Church. Reverend Bill talks about making a spiritual connection with others without joining a church or having to do what the church people say. This Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Zoom. The Personal Practitioner course, beginning in the fall, will boost your spiritual practice to the next level. Classes will be on Tuesday afternoons. Contact Reverend Bill for details. Tune out the fear, tune in the vision. For 100 days until the election, we are cultivating a special mindfulness practice to raise the vibration for all involved. To take part, text JOIN to the number on the website. Join us for a special workshop, Being at Home in Muddy Water, with our friend Dr. Jerry Troyer on Sunday, September 8th. It's a heart and eye-opening workshop about our human experience, allowing ourselves to grieve, feel our feelings, and find peace. It will be hybrid after the celebration at Falzer and on Zoom. The suggested love offering is $20.
And I'm going to jump in for just a second and remind you that the reason that Dr. Jerry Troyer is going to be live with us at Falzer is that at the Anton retreat last fall, in the auction, we won him. So there was some bidding to support the organization, and Jerry Troyer is coming into town. He's going to do the talk for us in person, and he's also going to do his workshop. It is a very, very powerful and profound workshop. So I encourage you to take part in that. It's real affordable. It's by love offering. If you're going to be at Falzer, then stick around. We'll have some lunch, and then we'll do the workshop there. If you're on Zoom, you can still do that. And this is one of the rare times, like, we get to be the host of the people who are doing this on Zoom, because he rarely gets it together to do these things on Zoom. So that's a very special event. Sorry, Hannah, back to you.
No, you're good. Follow, subscribe, like, and share our social media on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. And join the 1,881 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. We are always grateful for your financial support. You can make a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes our celebrations work and has fun doing it. We get together before the celebration to put the pieces in order. To join the joy, contact our volunteer coordinator. Next Sunday is on Zoom with Prayer Partner. Reverend Bill reminds us that sharing our spiritual work with a partner can bring richness, depth, and results. We also welcome new members to our community. Live music by Emily Drinker. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Joe is available for a quick miracle in a minute prayer. We'll leave the Zoom meeting open after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you so much, Hannah, and thank you, everybody. And we welcome new visitors, our first-time visitors, first-time guests, with a special blessing. And we're going to do that today because Reverend Jackie is here for the first time. Before we do that, a quick check-in, because Michael moved this week. Just a quick thumbs up. Michael, did everything go good? Are you happy in the new spot? Putting him on the spot here. Oh, don't, and I hope it's not going to be a tale of, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. All right. We'll touch base with you later. Everybody else, actually, Jackie, just receive. All you're going to do is receive this. The rest of us are going to rub our hands together and we're going to get some warmth and feel the love and send that out. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome. As Anna does the next song, we are going to get a chance to connect with each other. This is the Zoom version of hugging. So go into a gallery view or swipe through so that you can see individual people here. Make eye contact with the people we're in community with. Anna.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, this is what I mean. And this old world, it's a new world, and a bold world for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of a pie, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm feeling good too. We're going to light the flames of faith, and Jane is going to lead us.
Okay. We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. The reading today comes from Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty, and it's shared with us by Karen Judd.
The title of the reading is called Learn to Live with Unfinished Projects. Whether your project is sewing a dress, reading a book, writing a book, building a home, or learning a lesson on your journey, learn to live comfortably with unfinished work. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're in the midst of doesn't need to be finished, in perfect order with all the loose ends in place for you to be happy. For too many years, we worried and fretted, denying ourselves happiness until we could see the whole picture, learn the entire lesson, cross every T and dot each I. That meant we spent a lot of our stressful time waiting for that one moment when the project was complete. Enjoy all the stages of the process you're in. The first moments when that germ of the idea finds you. The time before you begin, when the seed lies dormant in the ground, getting ready to grow. The beginning and all the days throughout the middle. Those bleak days when it looks like you're stuck and won't break through. Those exciting days when the project, the lesson, the life you're building takes shape and form. Be happy now. Enjoy the creative process, the process of creating your life, yourself, and the project you're working on today. Don't wait for those finished moments to take pleasure in your work and your life. Find the joy all along.
You remember me where there was twin moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? And you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we will walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we will walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down, as you lie in fields of gold. You remember me when I was with moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Anna. Wonderful. You were an exceptional voice today. It's wonderful to have you here. We have a guest speaker today. It's Reverend Jackie LaBarre. She has a lifelong passion for helping people see the best themselves. She empowers clients, coworkers, and students to transform their lives by removing learned beliefs and behaviors that limit possibilities. Reverend Jackie is the assistant minister at Center for Spiritual Living Metro, which is in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Before that, she was in Connecticut, where she picked up a friendship with Karen Judd and also was one of the founding members of the Connecticut Center for Spiritual Living, bringing the teaching into the Northeast, which interesting is kind of where it started and it made its way back, but that's a whole other story. Before that, she found this, as so many people did in Southern California. She is here to talk to us today. What if perfection is not the goal? It is so wonderful to have you, Reverend Jackie LaBarre.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so great to be here, and it was really nice to connect with Karen. Yeah, so what if perfection is not the goal? And this topic brought me back to when I was after I had learned how to tie my own shoes in the days long before Velcro, I would lace up my shoes and then I would pull the extra up. And if they were not exactly the same, I would start all over again. I'd tear them out. And sometimes it would just stop me from being able to do anything, go out and play with my friends or make me, have my parents on my back to get ready for school. But those shoelaces had to be the same length. And it was this desire for perfectionism that was keeping me in that. And at some point I learned it was much more important to go out and do whatever activity I was going to do, play with my friends, go play whatever sport was in the season that year or that part of the time of the year. And so it was something that I learned. It was a behavior that I had picked up. I'm not sure where it came from, other than I wanted to please everybody and myself. And it was interesting when I was getting ready to come up here. I was having dinner with one of my son that also lives in the DC area, and he was asking me about the what I was going to be doing while I'm in Georgia. And I said, well, I'm going to be talking, and I told him my topic. What if perfectionism is not the goal? And he said, Mom, that reminds me of something that Vince Lombardi said at one time. And there's actually two quotes that he has that I have found when I went to go look it up to get the exact words. And the first one is about the perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. And so in a talk that he gave to his team, he said, gentlemen, we will chase perfection and we will chase it relentlessly, knowing all the while we can never attain it. But along the way, we shall catch excellence. And I think that's something I got from the reading that Karen did, that wonderful reading. And it's everything that says everything that it just kind of wraps up the whole talk about and what I feel about perfectionism. Because if perfect is the goal, if this ideal of perfection is the goal, then first of all, whose definition is it that I'm going by of what is that perfect whatever? And it can cut me off and suffocate you. It can contain you in a much smaller vessel than what you truly are. And so if it's not the goal, if it's not what, if I'm not in that obsession of having to be perfect, then it opens up infinite possibilities and it becomes an expansive experience. And it can be very debilitating if we get trapped in that obsession of being perfect, having that perfection is the where I need to be. I have a 9-year-old granddaughter who is very interested in, well, she's 10 now. She just turned 10. She is very interested in music. She loves music. And so now that was in 4th grade, she was able to start taking music instruments at school. And in the past school year, she went through 4 different instruments because she expected when she picked up a violin with like maybe 1 or 2 lessons that she should be playing like, a virtuoso. And so then she moved on to I think then she moved to the saxophone, and she expected to play, I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name, a great saxophonist. And then she went to the oboe, I think it was. And then finally she's on the trumpet. And at least by the time now that she's on the trumpet, she recognizes it's going to take at least, till next year before she can play perfectly. And so actually we had a wonderful talk when I was there in June about how she needed, when she was able to let go of being perfect, she actually played a lot better because she would learn from her mistakes and she would correct the positions, and how her lips were. And that's the whole key. That's what some of what Karen was reading to us about. When we can enjoy the journey, when we let go of, I need to play like Herb Alpert or Louis Armstrong when I first pick up this trumpet. And it's a whole shift in our perspective of life, because perfectionism thrives and it lives and it wants to keep us in a sense of duality, because it's either perfect or it's not perfect. And we can create in our learned behaviors, we can create this definite distinction between perfect and imperfect. And so one of the articles that I found on this brought me back to a concept called wabi-sabi. And it's actually a philosophy of life. It's a philosophy of life in that it says that the rules of nature are always changing and that we are never going to be complete. It's always changing. And one of the practices that we often hear about here in New Thought is the broken teacup. And that rather than throw the teacup away in this philosophy of wabi-sabi, it's repair it, but repair it with gold or silver. And so the cup becomes usable again. And all of the imperfections, all of the cracks are shine with the gold and the silver. And that's what imperfection can do for us. That can be our gold lining. That can be our launch into a greater expression of the true nature of who and what we are. Because when we dwell in this illusion of duality, we can go into self-judgment. It can create this feeling of fear of I'm not good enough. There was my own experience with it. I'll kind of tell a tale on myself here. Is there was a point in time when, because of a situation that was going on in my granddaughter's life, this oldest granddaughter, I could no longer do practical prayer. I could no longer do affirmative prayer for her. And when I worked with a prayer partner and found worked with a much more experienced minister than myself, what I found was I was stuck in being perfect. I wanted to say the perfect prayer. I wanted her life to be perfect. I was fearful that if I said it wrong, that things could get worse for her. And so for about 4 weeks, I could not do prayer. It was knowing the power of it. It was a very dark couple of weeks in my life, because if I couldn't do it for her, how could I do it for myself? How could I do it for anybody else? And it wasn't until I let go of that fear that I'm going to do it wrong and that somehow I'm not good enough to do that kind of a prayer, which I had been doing that kind of prayer for myself and for others. There had been many demonstrations of it working, as Reverend Trish Hall, who's my senior minister, will say, TSRW, this stuff really works. And I let go of that. I let go of remembering that. And that's what focusing on perfectionism can do to us. And so when we let go of that, we reclaim our power. We reclaim the power of knowing truth. of knowing, of seeing that perfection as the gold seam in the teacup and finding the gold that's within it, finding the pearl of letting go of that which no longer serves us. There's a quote that I found in the book Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And it says, the only reason we are limited is that we have not allowed the divine within us to more completely express. Our divine individuality compels infinity to appear in our experience as duality because we have believed in duality. And so when I let go, for sure, it was a beautiful experience for me to let go of having to say the perfect prayer, having the expectation of the perfect outcome for this beautiful child. She was about 5 years old at the time. When I let go of that and just allowed myself to know love, to know compassion, to know joy, and allowed that to be my prayer, and allowed whatever is her highest expression of the divine to unfold, everything shifted. And it wasn't just my perception. The perception of judges in the family court system in New York shifted, and things went for a turn that responded to her desire to express herself. It was absolutely beautiful. And so when we recognize this divine presence within us, when we recognize it in whatever opportunity that we have, and I think Reverend Bill, you also mentioned that we have we have opportunities. We have opportunities to expand, to express, and we are at choice. We are at choice, and when we recognize that embracing the imperfection, embracing the challenges that we have are a vital part of our journey, we move on to a life that we just love. And again, if we get caught in that obsession to be perfect, to reach perfection, it can also cause us to have a win outlook. And I don't mean WIN, I mean WHEN. When this happens, then I will. When the market's good, when the sun is shining, when whatever the win is, we sit there and we can spin and wait and suffocate and contain ourselves, and then when we realize this and let go, and our life just opens up, and we begin to embrace the imperfections, the challenges, the opportunities that we have, we build up a resilience. We build up a resilience to the ups and the downs and the challenges that do show up in our life. I don't know if any of you have noticed, I don't know how long you've been in this teaching, but ever since coming into the New Thought way of thinking, that, instead of going shoo, 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 the roller coaster doesn't go quite as high or as low anymore. It's kind of coming into a balance, because I can recognize and shift and reach out when I need to, something I would not do before I came into this, to reach out to others to help me. And so it is our resilience that allows us to bounce back, to reach out, to do practical prayer for ourselves, to honor and at some point in our lives, even be thankful and grateful for that which has happened to us, that which is happening to us. And we can Again, we're a choice, and we can choose to look at it through the eyes of oneness and wholeness. There's a story that one of my mentors told me about a little girl that he knew that their family liked to do jigsaw puzzles. And while they were working on the jigsaw puzzles, if she saw like the cutout of it looked scary to her, or it was a color that she didn't like, she would take that piece and go hide it. And so the family gets this 1,000-piece puzzle finally together, and these little pieces are missing all over the place. And they're like, what, do we get, a defective puzzle? And then she admitted that she hid them. And when she came back and put all of what she thought were ugly and terrible and didn't want, she wanted to hide them, and they put those pieces in, they had this beautiful picture. And so that's a lesson for all of us, that wholeness and oneness includes everything. There's nothing outside of it. And I like to, the way I think of us humans is that we are spiritual beings, and we're always having a spiritual experience, and we are in human form having that experience. And so I can make the choice of how do I want to experience that? And the more I delve into that which prevents me from living the life that brings me joy, or listening to my inspiration and cutting the grass and have the rain come, moments later as I finish, then I can just live this greater life, and remember that all the little dark pieces are all part of wholeness and oneness. And when I put that lens on, when I put my oneness lenses on, my eyes and my ears and my voice, then I see the beauty, I see the potential, I see this I see the sun when it's stormy outside. I know the sun is there. And I become that sunbeam that's never disconnected. It's never disconnected from the sun. And so I invite you for a moment just to think about a time in your life when wanting perfection in your life might have contained you, or stopped you from doing something, or led you down a different path, being in that, well, if I'll do it when. And think about, what changes did it make? Were you able to see that? Did you come over the fear or the doubt or whatever it may be that was stopping you from moving forward, from sitting there and paying attention to your shoelaces not being in the same length, or going out and playing with your friends? And think about, bring that in so that you can bring in what could I have, if you took a different path, what could I have done differently? If you stayed on that same path and you overcame what was containing you, how did I make that? What was it that helped me to do that? And so when I embrace this and move on and imagine this life of cultivating a sense of compassion and authenticity, then I give myself permission. I give myself self-compassion and self-love and self-worth, and that ripples out to everyone with whom I have interaction and beyond. And I become that center of love that just goes out into the world and shifts the whole collective consciousness. And I become that power of love. And it's this journey of self-discovery and self-love and embrace, and that not only when I do it, do I send that out. What it does is it gives other people permission to do the same thing. And so I invite you to step boldly into the beauty of imperfection, the gold, the silver that's there, and embrace all the incredible possibilities that lie within that. and become that teacup that has the gold everywhere, and every crack, and every place that is not the original, bringing those pieces back together. And in my way past life, I was an engineer, and what I learned was I was a materials engineer, and I learned that frequently the bond that you put something back together with is stronger than the bond that was there before. And so I invite you to that, and I will leave you with a quote from a piece of Brene Brown's Gifts of Imperfection, where she says that what I have found, people who live wholeheartedly do indeed dig, D-I-G, deep. They do it in a different way. When they're exhausted and overwhelmed, they get deliberate in their thoughts and behaviors through prayer, meditation, or simply setting their intentions. Inspired to make new and different choices, and going, they take action. Deliberate, inspired, and going. So I invite you to dig deep, and fill all those spaces with the gold that's there for you to have. Thank you for inviting me to come and speak. I am so grateful, and I love each and every one of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Anna. That was beautiful. Thank you, Jackie, for that talk. A lot to think about. And it's my job now to take us on a little bit of a meditative experience. And I'm going to try to wrap some of that stuff into this process. And we are actually going to do, I got this inspired idea. We're going to do a little experiential thing in our meditation. But so I invite you to just to get comfortable wherever you are. If you can, sit with your back straight, your feet flat on the floor. And place your hands on your thighs with your palms up. And that's going to be part of our experiential process here. So as you're comfortable, please put your hands, palms up on your thighs. Just relax. Close your eyes or allow them to go to a soft focus. And just breathe. Be aware of your breath, breathing in Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Just let yourself relax. We're going to take one nice, deep, full, cleansing breath. Breathe in fully and deeply. Hold for just a moment. And on the exhale, allow yourself to exhale fully, completely with an audible sigh. And breathe in. Hold. Feel that tension. And exhale. Feel yourself relax. Let your breath find a gentle, even pace. I want you to think about some area of your life where maybe you want things to go a certain way. Maybe an area where you're pushing for perfection. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a project at home. Maybe it's something at work. It's something that you want to go just so, and it's, just can't get there. As you think about that, I'd like you to start to close your fingers into a fist. Think about what that thing is. What is it that you want to go just the way you want it to go? And as you think about that, squeeze your hands tightly, squeeze that fist and think about, I want this. I want the cabinets to be hung just right. I want that guy at work to stop bothering me. I want that road construction to be finished now. What is that perfection you want? Now, open slowly to the divine. Allow your hands to relax as you open to the idea that the divine has so much more in store than you could ever imagine for yourself. The Spirit is infinite. So much possibility. Open to that. Let your opening fingers symbolize your open heart to Spirit. Letting go of insisting it go your way. Being open to the infinite possibility of Spirit. As we go into the silence, just be open. If you find yourself drawing back to what you think should be, just remind yourself, I am open to Spirit. I am open to Spirit.
release. Interesting. Tomorrow is the first night of the full moon. It has been growing and gathering, reaching its peak power, peak release of light, starting tomorrow night. What is it that we have to release that will allow us to shine more brightly, more fully? Metaphorically, opening our hands is so important. We unconsciously clench and grasp. Make that decision to open the hands, open the mind, open and release our light and our love. Because in opening, we don't just release, we open to receive. It's reciprocal. We give away and we get back. What do we have to release? What do we have to receive? What do we wish to receive? Whatever it is, peace, harmony, joy, love, insight, willingness, wisdom, connection, whatever any one of us intends, it will happen. Release it to the creative law. It always says yes. With gratitude, remember, to release it with gratitude. And it will be so. Take a deep breath. Shrug your shoulders. Start to move around a bit. Stretch. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room, and Anna will play another song.
I know what it's like, I know how it feels. Let that pain bring you down, now you gotta give it time to heal. Don't worry now, even though the pain is real. Just hold on. If you're looking for a sign, something to carry you back into the light, love is the answer. Love is the answer. When you're ready, start again. I'll be here waiting, reaching out my hand. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. I know it's a struggle, I know it's a fight, not to end every day feeling like you've been living a lie. It's time to be free, it's time to find peace by the water. Just hold on. If you're looking for a sign, something to carry you back into the light. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. When you're ready, start again. I'll be here waiting, reaching out my hand. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. If you're looking for a sign, something to carry you back into the light, love is the answer. Love is the answer. When you're ready, start again. I'll be here waiting, reaching out my hand. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Just hold on. Just hold on.
Beautiful. Thank you, Anna. And thank you, Joe and Breen. Great meditation and an inspiring talk, Reverend Jackie. That was absolutely wonderful. And as I was listening, I was struck by your granddaughter's desire to play the oboe perfectly. I mean, it takes a while just to get the oboe to make a noise, let alone sound perfect. Somebody wants to be a perfect musician, start with a drum or a piano, because at least they sound like a drum or a piano. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's an opportunity we have to share whatever's come up for us. Jesus is demonstrating the model of raising his hand digitally so that he can make a comment. Jesus?
Thank you, Rev. Thank you, Anna, for that beautiful and that precious music. Just touched the heart. Thank you, Reverend Jackie, for that wonderful talk. Yeah, I tried. I started trying to be perfect a long time ago, many years ago. Now I just be. But just like I was trying to get home one time, and I was speaking with this lady, trying to get $20 from her. She said, "I'm not going to give $20 to a perfect stranger." I said, "How about if I tell you I'm not perfect?" I got home that night. But this Friday, I was coming from Fort Myers, and the flight was a little early. I was trying to make the 11:07 train, but then when they got to the gate, getting close to the gate, there's no wind walkers, nobody to guide the plane in. So now I'm getting a little, it's getting a little late. I'm gonna miss my train. You know, I want to be perfect over here, but I guess I could blame other people for it. But the thing was that I stopped, drop, and pray, and I created that space. And then when I got out, a little voice said, "You're gonna miss the train," but it was like close to 11:07. So when I went downstairs, because these trains from the airport, they be on time every time because they gotta, they stay there for a little while, then they leave on time. So I don't know how the conductor let me do this, but the train was ready to move, and he said, come in," and I just got in, and the train is moving. So I made my train, and sometimes when I see what brings me also, at a lot of things that you said, I liked what you say about the sun. even though it's storming or whatever, you still see the sun. So it's the way we see things and the way each one of us see that perfection, a perfect weekend, a perfect relationship, perfect friend. So, and then I don't know if I was dreaming or it came this morning. I was thinking about my experience, but underneath everything is that presence. So if I focus my eyes on thee, he gave me that perfect peace. So I know the quote from the master say, be perfect like our Father in heaven is perfect. But perfection, I say for myself, is different from other people, because sometimes I could take 5 flights a week. So everything had to be perfect. But I also create that space for perfection to recreate in my experience. And then when I look back in the week, I say, wow, even though the flight was canceled, whatever it was, it still was perfect for me. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for that talk. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesus. It's really interesting that diamonds, which are so valuable, are ranked by their imperfections. And in the entire history of diamonds, there has been exactly one that has 0 imperfections. One. And that was a coincidence. So there you have it. And I was wondering if I should tell Jackie that talk was perfect, because that ruined the point.
Don't do that.
Anna, would you lead us in the offering?
New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there's a donate button on the website to make a donation by Zelle, credit card, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on screen. Unmute and we'll say the affirmation together. I live in
an abundant
universe.
I am one with the
infinite
source of all
good.
I am a
I am
center of conscious prosperity.
I
I enjoy the
richness of life.
I bless my gift.
Bless my gift.
Share my gift with gratitude and joy.
To
know
joy.
That as I give, I do receive. So it is.
So it
Amen.
is.
So it is.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, everybody. Anna, one more song?
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be love the day, love the day, love the day, lovely day, love the day, love the day, love the day, lovely day, lovely day, love the day, lovely day, lovely day, love the day, love the day. When a day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know their way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be love the day, love the day, love the day, lovely day, everyone.
Lovely day. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Reverend Jackie, for joining us, and Breen and Jane, or Joe and Jane, and Hannah, and everybody who's taken part in this celebration. So deeply blessed by all of this. Let us close with another joyful and perfect cacophony. Go ahead and unmute your microphone and repeat after me. Perfect is not what I do.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect
not
is
what I
not what
do.
I do.
Perfect is what I am.
Perfect.
Perfect
Perfect
is what I
what
am.
I am.
I am love.
I am
love.
love.
I am
I
love.
am light.
I
am
am
I
light.
am light.
I let the love flow.
I
I
let
let the
love
love flow.
Love
flow.
flow.
Let my light shine.
I let
My
my
light
light
shine.
My light
shine.
shine.
And so it is.
So it
So it
is.
So it
is.
is.
Amen.
Yay.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Jackie, that was great.
Thank you. Thank you.